Okay, good afternoon, gents. Hope everyone is well. It is the 15th of June, middle of June. Soon be July. Unbelievable. It's been 5 minutes since Christmas, does it? Okay, we've had some news this morning, 1:30 UK time. Nothing really happened, to be honest with you. So there's some at quarter past, but it's only medium impact news. Doesn't usually make a difference. So nothing there, to be honest with you. So there you go. So Ramwolf, good morning. How you doing? How you doing, bud? Speedy, good morning. Breck, good afternoon, people. Another baking day in the UK again, day after day after day. Barbecue for me tonight. I built my new Weber a couple of days ago, and I've got a nice big, what's the word I'm looking for? Pizza stone. I'm going to cook a nice pizza on it tonight. Beautiful here in the UK again. We're just getting day after day after day. This is pretty good for us, to be honest with you. So there you go. So I've been looking at this actually on and off this morning, and it actually went from the last bar of last night. So touch there, touch there, touch there, and fitting really nice here as well. So I was hoping we were going to get maybe a second leggy, but we've had a break. So I'd like to see a new low, but if it's a range, it may not. So the liquidity down here is limited. Let me have a look. There isn't much, which indicating to me it's more likely going to go up. There's strong at 40 and just over 40. There's strong at 50. So it's hard to say what it's going to do. I mean, we could have a couple of legs and it may come back down. I mean, really, if you're talking about a range, we've only had two areas of touching, but I always tend to draw this box first of all, just in case. I like to keep my options open, so I'm not sure what's going on. So we'll just have to keep an eye on that. Maybe something like that. So, yeah, okay. So, what else we got in? James, how you doing, James? Rodian, how you doing, bud? JP, good morning. Excellent. So, yeah, got a nice trade yesterday. I didn't actually hang around. I didn't see what happened. It would have been about here, wasn't it? Yeah, I suppose it did have, it was around about 7 o'clock UK time. I did catch up little bits of it later on, but nothing that I would say there was some sort of news event. I mean, it came down, pretty rapidly, but that's not unusual. It did it there, So, I mean, I think pretty much knew there wasn't going to be any rate hikes after last time they said this would likely be, so I don't think it was no surprise. And I don't think the market's really reacted, really. We just had a few pushes down and then we went sideways a bit and then back up. So nothing that you would identify as news. Yeah, the bars are a little bit bigger, but, sometimes, markets sometimes will just have a spike up. It happens. So I don't think there was nothing unexpected. So cryptos have dropped a little bit. I've been waiting for a couple of cryptos to drop a bit more, but it's seeming like they're going to go down a little bit lower. So I don't know if anyone's got a crypto, but it has been, Bitcoin's been floating around the 25,000. But I'm looking at Solana as one of mine. So I'm hoping to get that around about the $12 or $10 should it go down. Guys that I tend to follow, most of them are thinking Bitcoin's likely to go down some more. It's hard to know, though, isn't it? That's the trouble with, Bitcoin can just turn around and dump 10% in a day, can't it? And it can make 10% a day. So it's hard to say, really. And that's the thing with crypto. You've got to put up with the big swings. I've done it myself before. I bought a crypto. I've maybe bought £500 worth of crypto and it's dropped 15% in a couple of days. So you've got to put up with that a bit, really. But okay, so we got one leg, two leg. That's where about almost where this lump of liquidity is at 44.15. So whether if you're gonna, I don't know, if you're getting in somewhere, that might be an area where you take take your profits just before the measured leg. But there is some strong up here. Where is it? Right up top. So I don't know what'll be going on there. No idea what's going on. You and me both, mate. Have a big trend line fitting quite well for the past 3 days. And showing market is going down. Who knows though? I'm currently thinking trading range. Yeah, it always seems to start off with a trade range, really, doesn't it? But I don't know, just out of habit now, I always do from tops to, I suppose, overnight highs, and where do you class these? See, the thing is, you guys call them overnight lows. For us, it's early morning lows, so I don't know where you call. You wouldn't call them your early morning overnights, would you? I don't know, maybe you would. Maybe that's overnight highs, maybe you call that your overnight lows. I suppose for you guys, what is it? If you're waking up in the morning and starting trading, maybe. You took that second entry. Which one? One up here. What are you on about here somewhere? That one. Oh, second entry short. I did look. Was I looking at that one? Was I looking? I think I was looking around about here when I came to it. I missed all this. But I knew there was some news around there, which is why I gave it up there. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so we've had this channel here. We've had a break. Let's see what happens now. More liquidity popping up now. There's some at 40, which is down here. That's the trouble. If the market changes direction, people obviously adjust stops, take profit areas and so on and so forth. There's still a lump at 15. There's a little bit at 12. And there's strong at 7. So, but that looks like we've had a break and a new high. So it'd be interesting to see whether this does come down, because it's hard to say. Obviously, markets just opened a minute ago, hence a bit of quick movement. It's hard to know whether we're just going to have this channel and then we're going to have a break and then we're going to continue down, or whether we're going to go up and bounce. That's the trouble, really. It takes a little bit of time to figure out what's going on. That's why I gave up sort of pre-market, really. But just now and again, you're watching pre-market. I mean, that was a really nice second. I didn't like the bar. The bar was nice and bearish there. After that, I'd take that because that looks like a nice setup now. As it happens, it worked anyway. But just not a fan the way it's dropped below and then pushed up and left that stem, you know, maybe a tiny tick above the EMA. It made me a bit nervous, that one. So I left it. But then I think I watched this and then I knew the news was there, so I ditched it then. The one on the break. So that one, what did you say, second entry short? Second entry short. I don't know what you're on about. It must be around here, mustn't it? Around here or here? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, strong around 12 to 15. So that's quite a strong area around there. Now, we've had a break of this. We've made a new high. So that's a start. Now, liquidity is strong above here. So I'd have said... now, obviously, it depends. If a shed load of shorts just jump in there and randomly sell, market will come down. So it's, in fact, I'm just wondering if there's a bigger channel there. It's hard to say that. I think the safer option is to just leave it there. At least that certainly fits. And I think it's safe to say we've had a break and a new high. Because what I don't want to do is include it and then try to go long. So I always try to assume now, take the safe approach to assume we've had a break and a new high. So don't automatically assume we're going higher. 1406 on my chart. 1406. Oh, 1406. So around about here. You took that short, did you? Second. Oh, you thought you were coming down here, did you? You took it. You didn't get anything, did you? Yeah. The trouble is, if we ever get a break like that, I always try and look for the lower high because I've been caught out so many times. Yeah, you wouldn't have got nothing of that, would you? I don't think. which you've got a point, I don't know. Depends where you come in. You may have squeezed a point out of that, but nothing more. Yeah, trouble is, we've had a break, but if you look here, it does look like a little bit of, yeah, I always like for it to trigger, come down and give us a lower high, because if we are in a range, and it's hard to know whether we're in a range or not, it might not come straight back down. And I mentioned this the other day, a lot of the times now when it breaks a channel, it doesn't necessarily just do a break, come down. Now, it seemed to used to, if I remember, going back a year or two, but now sometimes it'll go up and it'll go up again and then it'll work down. Whether that's me, I don't know if any of you guys have noticed it, but a lot of the times going back 12, 18 months, we'd have a little break and we come straight back down. Now we seem to have a big break and then eventually it'll work its way down. So I don't really know. I put that down to maybe market conditions. But I suppose that's something, the more you do, the more you notice. Excuse me a sec. Sorry about that. Yeah, I like push up, break, push up, and then come down. When you have a strong push like this, it just makes me nervous. I like to. I bet a lot of people got trapped there. See, and you can see when it broke above there, we had a quick, strong push up of what, 3 points, because there was probably quite a few trapped there. Problem is, I always like to, and I've done those before. I've taken myself. I always like to let it break and come below the EMA and give us a lower high. That would indicate then we're coming down or even a failure. But I always like to give it the option to trap me, you know, as in, let's pretend I'm in this trade. I don't take it. Let's see what happens. Oh, it would have trapped me. So, you know, that just comes with time, doesn't it? But the best way to learn how to get not trapped in them is to get trapped in them. And you soon learn. But I've been in many of them. And it's frustrating and it's sickening. But it's all part of it. I got to say, I spent a lot of time beating myself up, not physically, not literally, but I gave myself a hard time when I got stuff wrong. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. I am and I aren't. I like to do it all properly, or I'll completely shag it all up. You know, but when I do mess it up, I'm really tough on myself. I mean, I've sat here in front of my computer before and give myself a right slap in the face, literally. As stupid as it sounds, that's how frustrating it can get sometimes. Obviously, you know, I punch one of my screens and threw it out the window. But yeah, it can be frustrating at times. So, you know, if there's any sort of less experienced guys going for it, you know, try not to be too hard on yourself because it isn't easy. I beat myself up, yeah. I mean, my wife was in there ironing once, and I literally slapped myself around the face. And if I forgot she was on, I turned around and she had this look of shock in her face. Yeah, the non-traders, the non-believers, they don't quite know what it's like, do they? They don't know the torture and the suffering we go through. Do you know, I'm looking forward to the day that I can say to one of my family members, I made 20 grand this month. Because I can tell exactly what they're going to go. They're going to go, oh, show me how to do it. And I can just look at them and have a glare and go, yeah, right. Dream on. You couldn't take this punishment. Okay, so now, so we've had this sideways and pushed up again. So maybe there is a bigger channel going on. I don't know at the moment. No, I don't really know, actually. What I can say is that pretty much fits there. We've had a break in a new high. Usually when we do this and go higher, sometimes I don't think so. I don't know. It's possible. I'm not a massive fan of it. If I don't know, I just leave it where it originally was. It certainly looks like a spike and it's going in this direction, isn't it? Breaking a new high. But there you go. Thinking about the same, yeah. I can't wait for someone to ask me, do us a favour, show me how to do it. Just write it down here. Write down what I got to do. I can't wait to laugh in the face and go, yeah, dream on. We'll enjoy the stream now risk-free. Oh, you got in on something, did you? Have a look. Where did you get in? Have you gotten something? Have you had something, have you? Okay, that's really strongly pushing up there. That's the trouble, really. Automatically, after one of these, you're looking for a new low, but that's gone too far for that, I think. I mean, I'd say it's more likely coming up here. I suppose this is our natural area, isn't it, now? If we are ranging. Let's get rid of that. Okay, that doesn't look too bad, I don't think. It's like a two-tier push-up, top tier, sideways, bottom tier. Possible. Liquidity levels 216, which we're at now. 1650, 17, which is about here. 18, 19. Strong up to just under 22, which is around about there. So I'm guessing we've got two legs from there. Leg and leg. I'd say so. That's pretty much straight. Little break and high and a correction. So if we can get back here in this tier somewhere and get a decent setup, then there might be an option. Leg or back leg. How far? We've got something right up. Actually, it's just over 40. Yeah, let's leave it there. There's about 520 orders up here to be sold. And what I am seeing as well is the buy orders are growing here. I'm assuming as buyers on, you know, thinking that if we get a couple of legs down or we get a push down back to here, I'm going to buy. So this is certainly looking like a range. Anyway, we come down and bounced off. Shush. Sorry about that. Excuse me a second. Sorry about that. Dog bark, nearly shit myself. Barbecue thermometer. Right. I hate that when the dog's in the room, they bark. We got barkers when someone knocks. Look at that. It is frustrating, really. We had that push up, a little bit of sideways and then off again. But no real way in there. Sideways. Trouble is, it's still possible at this stage that it could come down because we don't really know whether it's a range day. Certainly looking like it more now, but trouble is if you go long something like there, we could have a little leg, push up and a leg down, and then it's hard to say. So, I mean, if you're sure it's going up, that wouldn't be maybe a bad place. Second entry long. But it's still going a bit sideways. I like to try and catch them when they're on the way up a bit. So 21 is strong. About there. Okay, 21 strong, 23 strong. So if we can get a couple of legs back here, or get something, then we can. There's certainly 2, 3 or 4 points there. Let's just get this in the right place. Okay, so 21.25. Let's bring that down a touch. Strong liquidity there. And it goes up to about 22, which is 2.5, which is about a point above it. Strong liquidity at 16, which is there. and that is buy orders. There's quite a few buy orders around there, so if you can get a couple of legs, pick up these buy orders, then I expect it, but it's just going without us, isn't it? That's a shame. If we could get back here, I pretty much, I was pretty confident we were going to hit that area, but unfortunately we came down here and then just took off. And that's the frustrating thing about these channels. Sometimes they just don't even get back here and they take off. Obviously, we've got to take them back here at the key entry points, but it's just too risky to take that in it because it could just trigger here and come back down. Okay, 30. Let's have a look. 30 and 40. 40 is still up here. Whoops. 30. Let's have a look. I'll tell you what we'll do. It's easy to maneuver this. Yeah, so there's some around about the top there. Okay, I think it's fair to say we're coming to the top anyway. We're that far up here now. We're only a few ticks a point and a half away or whatever. Yeah, it's just, I'll tell you something, if I took that, it'd trigger me, come back down, and then stop me out and then go off. It's frustrating. It is a nice big solid bar, but in all fairness, let's get that in the right place. You can't do it. One, it's congested, it's in the middle of nowhere, and chances are you do nothing, it takes off, you jump in, it'll trigger you and come down and stop you out. It's a bloody nightmare. So 25 is strong, which is right at the top of the range. 30 is strong, and so it's hard to say. We do sort of look like we're working up, but we look like we're working down then, and all of a sudden we bounced. So okay, so coming up to that's the overnight highs as well, and we've just literally bounced off the open there. Where did the okay, open, that was the official 9:30. Now let's see what happens when we hit this top. So 25, 27, 30 and 40, touch over 40. So looking at this heat map, it is slowly these buy areas are appearing at the bottom. Sell areas are sort of following up. So I expect that to hit the overnight highs. Well, the open stroke the overnight highs. But there's a lot of liquidity here, but you just don't know what aggressive buyers and sellers are going, aggressive sellers are going to do here. I certainly expect 25 to get hit because there's strong selling at 25. I'm assuming that's just people getting out of profits. Yeah, unfortunately we didn't get anywhere near the EMA or the key entry point there really, so that was just pie in the sky really. That was just like a mine floating. It might go bang or you may get lucky. So I expect that measured move to get hit, and that'll obviously push through here. And put yesterday's highs in, did I? Got yesterday's highs here as well. So okay, yeah, that's pushed through that. It is frustrating. I mean, I'd have had a $50 side bet that would have been going higher, but trouble is I'm doing things the right way every day now, and I like the feeling. I felt like I was cheating myself before, but now I feel like I'm doing it the right way. So as much as I, was pretty confident that's it, and we all do it. We all know where they're going, don't we? 90% of the time. But the trouble is, we know it's not the best place to take a trade because it's clearly a little bit congested there. Although it is nice and polished, but it's not. It's just too far really for safety, isn't it? If Matt looked at that, he'd be saying you shouldn't be just taking a trade there. Now, it's not to say it's not going to work, but it's just one of those things, isn't it? But I find that I feel like I'm cheating myself, and that messes with my psychology, and that's when I start doing stupid things. If I feel like I've messed up, not by accident, but on purpose, I tend to go on tilt, and that's the battle I've had. But now I'm taking trades or waiting for trades that I know to be good setups. I'm not saying I'm not going to lose any. Of course I'm going to. But as long as I believe them to be a good trade, maybe slightly aggressive sometimes, but still an actual setup, then I can live with those. So maybe we'll get a second entry down here because I do think it's going to hit 30. Now we've already broke the high of the day. Now we got yesterday's highs here. There's masses of liquidity at 40 and around this area. So I thought it may come back. I expected it to hit, what's that, 30? Is that still there? Yeah, 30 and up to about here. So I expect that to push through that. I was hoping we might get there, but this is frustrating, isn't it? So that liquidity level's been hit. There's some at 35. There's some at 32.5. Let's put the 32.5 there first. Nice channel, that. Bloody shame there wasn't really. I mean, as soon as it took off from here, apart from here, trouble is it's just congested and risky there. And then really it's gone up, what, 5, 10, 15, 20 points without coming close to the EMA, really. That's a shame. Currently in a 20-point runner. Are you really? Good for you, mate. I'm assuming you took it round here, didn't you? 5, 10, 15, 20, yeah. Trouble is, it's just a bit risky for me, that is. There's nothing that's clear to me. As I mentioned earlier, you may take that second entry long, but the trouble is we're coming down a bit, and what makes me a bit wary is we've had this channel, and there is a possibility we could, have a push up and then slowly work down, because we're not confirmed it's a range, really. All we've had is a channel down. We've had nothing that tells us a range. We started from the top, finished at the bottom. Bottom top of what? Bottom top of a channel. So you can't, it's hard to assume that. That's why I left that. But once it starts pushing up there, then, I'm sure then we're going to have a leg and a correction, another leg. But the trouble is, once it leaves there, apart from there, which was risky, there's no way in. It's quite often the same. Went at the bar 14.16 UK time, 14.16, so around about 14.16. That must be about there then, yeah. Okay. In fact, it is a second entry long, isn't it? It's in a little channel there. Yeah, I kind of like taking mine close to EMA, but out of that lot, it's it's second entry long, isn't it? It's bullish. Okay, yeah. And then you obviously let it come back. These are the bits I don't like, the sideways stuff, but no, good on you, mate. That was all right, actually. It's a second entry long. It's clearly pushing up there. I just get a bit nervous because just in case we do come down, but yeah, good on you. Once it started going, I mean, literally, you could just drop it at every swing, couldn't you? And you're right here, I suppose. But it is frustrating. There's no, I mean, once it left here, nothing. Christ almighty, 20-point runner. That would suit me. I'll be happy with that for a fortnight. If I can get an average of 2 points a day over a week, that's 10 points. I'll be chuffed to bits with that. You've just got 2 weeks worth of profit. Happy days. 24 points, I think, is the biggest runner I've ever had. I think. Yeah, I don't think I've had anything bigger than that. And that was back on a demo. That was probably 18 months ago, a year ago, something like that. Yeah, you're the same as me, Rodian. As soon as it starts to go sideways, my arse starts shivering. But yeah, the trade's okay, actually. We're clearly pushing up in this little area. Trying to go low ones, pushed down. I mean, from there, you could say it was a failure as well. Close enough, but yeah, it's a second entry long, and it pushed up to there and then goes sideways. But yeah, the trouble is, I mean, it's clearly pushing up, but it never comes back any lower, and every swing, even that one's only come back to the same. Every swing, it didn't break, which tells me it's quite a nice strong trend. It's clearly it's going right up the centre of that midline. Move stop to the swing lows, perfect. Best way to do it, isn't it? And if you'd have gone from there, then maybe there, then anywhere along here, same again, there, that, you'd be up here now, wouldn't you? Let's have a look. So that lump of liquidity is 40. So the trouble is, bearish there. There's a good chance it may come back to here now, but like you say, you've got your points, haven't you? And when you've got a big chunk of points, you don't mind risking, 2 or 3 extra for a little bit more. But I've got a feeling it's going to come down to this side a little bit if it pushes up a bit. Let's see if it does hold. I don't think it will. Yeah, I'd say that's going to tick you out there. It's just strong here. What's this one? That's 2.5, isn't it? Yeah, it starts there. You may be lucky. That is strong. If it doesn't break any, you may be lucky, or it might be a couple of legs down. It's hard to say. Okay, so 35. Oh. Let's have a look. 35 is strong. So if that can finish nice and bullish, you might be okay. Ooh. We may get a couple of legs. Oh, look. It is a strong uptrend, yeah. Doesn't come back to the EMA, and every swing low is lower, apart from that one, but that's matching, which is, yeah, that's still a win. You're a tip below this, that's not going to do you any harm. Apart from it might just give you a little bit of the shakes. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's still looking strong. 35. I mean, I'll be confident going to 35 if we can get something down here. Still lots of buyers. The buyers are nearly double the sellers at the moment. Okay, so you've held on there. I didn't think you would, fair dues. That is a strong trend. Interesting to see if we get a second. It doesn't look like we're going to. Let's have a look. Where's the strong liquidity levels? 35. Nice to get here. I'll definitely go along there. There is some buying around 30. So if we can get down here just a little bit more, or even 1, 2, 3 triple test, I'll definitely go along there. So I'm going to get myself an order ready, because if we get close enough. So 1, 2, 3 possible triple test. Let's have a look. A bit more. Come on, baby. Got to be a bit. I prefer it to come down a bit more to give us more of a visual suit legs. That's nice there. Okay, now down. Nice big bullish bar. I'll be all over that like a rash.
Order filled.
Okay, really strong one up that did. So where's these liquidity levels now? There's some at 40. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4 points. I love that. It hasn't triggered, unfortunately. I just jumped in. It went up that quick. But it is 1, 2, 3. I expect it to. Jumped in a bit too keen there, but it looked that bloody good. Look at that perfect second entry long. So liquidity levels 35, 37, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5. I'm going to go to there. I'm not going to be too greedy. Just going to go for 2.5 points. That'll take us that first lump of liquidity. Break above here and we're laughing. I should have waited for the break. I think we'll be okay because it's really bullish. Okay, that's fine.
Order filled.
Oh, I was going to move that a bit. I thought that's going to fly, and look at that, it did. Oh, I tell you what, that's why I jumped in there. Trades, second entries like that do not look any better. That's as good as they look. I got 2.5 points. That'll do me. It went a bit more than that. Where did I get in? I actually got in here, didn't I? A tick before it. So that went up. Oh, I got my max 4 points there, but that's fine. Put it that way. That's the trade of the week, that is. I mean, look at that. Touch perfectly, touch perfectly, touch perfectly. Beautiful second entry long, followed by about as good as you can get. And that's why that rocketed up there. There may have been some stops there, but a lot of people got on that trade. Beautiful. That's what I like. One good trade a day and that'll do me. Beautiful. Okay, so I've now just passed 3 more evaluations. Beautiful. I'll just drag my chart in here. So these are the 3 PA accounts I've got. That one's at 2,850. There's 2 with 950, and I've just, because I trade 4 contracts on them, I've just passed 3 more evaluations. 3,100, 3,200, 3,065. So that's beautiful. So if nothing happens for the rest of the day, I'm going to go away a happy man. Yeah, absolutely, Sam. Yeah, second entry longs, they don't look any better than that. Look, so we got 1, 2, 3. It was a triple test, a perfect second entry long, followed by the best bullish bar. Now, I'll tell you what, everyone will be on that. That's why it went up so quick, I think. There may have been a few shorts there, but I can't see. In fact, there probably were, actually, because we had a break above here. But I think the reason that probably went up so quick is just every man and his dog was on that one. But yeah, if they got any newbies in there and you see that bar like that, they second entries don't look any better than that. That's a 10 out of 10 second entry, that, and a triple test. There's every reason in the world to jump in on that. That's why when the bar finished, I just jumped in. I didn't even wait for it to trigger. I should have done, because I thought it was going to trigger and just rack up. But it worked out okay. It worked out okay in the end. I mean, if you see that and ask me, am I happy jumping in before it's triggered? Yes, will be the answer, because that's going to trigger all day long, because buyers are just going to jump all over that. Now, a lot of the time, buyers will put their orders here, see. So if, you know, if they're thinking we get 2 legs down, they'll buy it. We wait for our bar to close. So if it's a good enough trade, it's going to trigger anyway, because it's 2 legs down, we're off here. That's where a lot of buyers are going to have their orders. So they're buying here, they're expecting it to go up. So that's what pushed up nice and strong. And that was just going to go up all day long, that was. So happy days. So you see it though, I went to grab my, in all fairness though, it didn't go up much more before it came down. So sometimes, well, I think it's nice to get out on that first push. Where did I actually get in? Okay, so I got in there literally at the close, 1 tick below, but that's fine. I don't mind doing that on a bar that good, because it just see how it jumped up. That told me there was a lot of buyers in there to turn that quick, so I don't mind getting in there with the rest of them. So I I got out here and it went up another, say, 2.25 points. I don't mind that, because if I'd have had my stop there, it had come back and I'd have had to sit through all that. So, happy days. Let's get rid of that. Yeah. I'll tell you what, it's been a while since I've seen a trade that good and that obvious. God, if I can get one of those a day, you'd make yourself a fortune. So 2.5 points. That was a beauty. Perfect second entry long plus 2 points. In fact, second entry long plus 2 points. In fact, 2.5 points. Happy days. Beautiful. Anybody didn't take that trade, they'll be kicking themselves. Okay, I'm not convinced that's a break because I can micro adjust this and it still fits. In fact, you could probably even say that's a slight spike in the channel. Let's have that. Maybe not. Yeah, I've let's have a look. Still strong up to this 40 level. Beautiful, that is. Absolutely stunning. Makes me wish I had my take profit bit high. Yeah. The trouble is, mate, and I've done that before, stuck it right up here, and then you've got to suffer with it coming back here like that. And the trouble is, when it does that, you can panic and jump out. And I've done it myself. I've jumped out for break even, or I've jumped out and thinking, oh, it looks like it's going down. I've jumped out for a loss. And then what happens? It rockets up. But yeah, it's a triple test and a beautiful second entry long. I almost want to take a photo of that because you don't often see trades that good anymore. You think we get nice trades, obviously, but nothing that obvious. And you could tell by the way that rocketed up. Keep an eye out for those. If they ever jump really high, that's telling you it's pushed down, and a lot of buyers have jumped in on that, so that's quite a good indication. And to move a bar that quick, then there's got to be a lot of interest in that. Can't get greedy. Yeah, I mean, I got 2.5 points. It went up about another 2 points. So you'd have got 4 points. But I've done that myself. But what I will say is the liquidity levels are up here. But the trouble is with that, it is possible we could have a little break here and then go higher. We just don't know, see. So I think if you can an average of 2 to 3 points, I think you're going to be okay. But don't think one account, think multiple accounts. If you can get 10 accounts and even make 2 measly points a day, that's $2,000 a day. You think about that over a month. So, yeah, sometimes it's better not to be too greedy. You know, when you've got a nice big fat bank balance and you think the trend's strong, then you can sit back a bit and maybe risk a couple of points, you know. But, yeah, I went for a stage of doing that, putting it up here and just seeing if I can get lucky. And then what I'd do then is I'd move my stop to break even and then see if it goes up and try and follow it. Unfortunately, there it came down. So if I'd have had mine at break even, I'd have missed out. So I don't mind getting in 2.5 points. That's fine. I made 4.5 points out of it. Good on you, mate. Good on you. You got that bang on. I think I have mine set at 4 points. I like to take between 2 and 4. But I've noticed lately now I'm getting some more accounts. I kind of like the 2.5, 2.25, 2.5 because it gives me the $200, covers the fees, maybe a little bit over. So taking away fees there, that's $242. So that's perfect. That is. Okay, so let's have a look. Touching perfect there, touching perfect there. I think it's best to assume that's a small break. Yeah, I'd say trade of the week, that one for me, at least. It's just got everything going for it, that is. It's a perfect triple test. We came up, we bounced off it once, bounced off it twice, bounced off it 3 times. And as it dropped down, When that finished, I remember saying if we can get down here and then push up, and we did. As soon as we hit that point, wham, it turned. That tells me there's a lot of interest in it, which is why I couldn't get my order in fast enough. I thought it had ticked up. You know, when it happens that quick, whenever I see a bar move that quick, I just tend to jump in on it. And so far, since I've done that, maybe 3 or 4 times over the last few weeks, couple of weeks, it's turned out well. How many evals now done? I've just passed. You know, I'll drag my thing and see and have a look. Those are my 3 PA accounts. There's one up to 150 or 3,000. I took 2,000 out of that. That was nearly 5,000. Those are my other 2. And I've just passed 3 more. I traded 4 contracts instead of 2 there, so that's 65 over, 200 over. So I'll just trade a micro for the next 3 days on those, and then that'll give me 6 PA accounts middle to the end of next week. So if I can get 200 a day on 6 accounts, that's $1,200 a day, just by 2 points. You'll always find one good trade a day, and 2 points in the grand scheme of things isn't a lot to take. And the good setups do make the points. Be fast, yeah, 4.5 points, nice, that, isn't it? Nice. That's all you need to do for the day, really. Mac used to say that a lot, and I used to think, no, sod that, I want to stay here and make more. But sometimes you get 1 or 2 trades, I think you're best off finishing. Because there's nothing more frustrating than winning 1 or 2 trades and giving some of it back. If you walk away 1 or 2 trades up, you've won for the day. Whereas if you give something back, you'll have that little thing in the back of your head going, oh, why? You know what I mean? So, thanks, Sam. I appreciate that. But it's not, you know, it's been a tough ride, mate. It's not been easy. You know, it does look easy, this, doesn't it? But it's market context is the trick. You know, we can also, I remember something Daniel said to me about 1.5 years ago. I was taking second entry longs in a downtrend because I thought, what's a second entry long? The setup was there. But I remember something he said to me. He says, you're pattern hunting. It's not patterns you want to look for, it's setups. The most important thing is context. There's no point in taking a long trade if the market's going down. You're going against it. You can't. And summons, but yeah, we all do stupid things, and but it's how you learn. In fact, I'm just wondering now whether we can bring that down to there. Touch there. I actually don't think that's that bad. It kind of fits quite nice, actually, doesn't it? Big push up in this. It's hard to say, really, but yeah, this is where you got to be careful. So I think it's best sometimes to assume we've had a break and a new high, because it's very tempting. See that bar there? Now, I think from what I can see there, that would go up. But if we're assuming we've had a break and 2 legs up to a new high, try go once, it might trap and go short. Now, if the trend's strong and it's strong to 40, I think it might be okay. But I'm certainly not getting into that because I think it's a little bit risky. Because I think it's best to assume we've had a break. But normally, a second entry like that in a channel will be great. You jump all over that, but look what's happening. Your arse would be shaking now. That's almost definitely going to stop you out. Yeah, see how and the way I learned to stay away from them is by getting trapped in them. See what I did there? I just did this, and I've done that so many times in the past and brought that in and think, here we go. That's fine, that's within the channel. And I jump in on it. Perfect second entry long, but the context is wrong. Why? Because we've already had a break. There's our break and our 2 legs to a new high, so that's the trap. And I used to get trapped in them bloody daily. But I'm aware of them now. See, I always think if there's a possibility of a break of a channel already, hold fire. Don't just jump in. Now, I'm not saying it's not going to push up, but try go once, try go twice. There's a failed second entry long there. So people might go long there. It might work. But sometimes you can get the double traps. But we have had a break and 2 pushes up to a new high. So if the market's strong, it may have a couple of legs down, it may go up. But if you ever get those and you think we've had a break, stay away, because that's just trapped you. There may be a double trap. And if the shorts took that, they've been triggered and they may get stopped out. It does look like a channel to me though, but yeah, give it a chance to sort itself out before you jump in, because it can be a double trap, that. And as I say, best way to learn with them double traps is to get trapped in them. So when you do get trapped, don't worry about it. It's a learning curve. We all do it. It still happens to me from time to time, but a lot less since I've started looking at this book map. Now, there's still a lot of liquidity there, so I still expect that to push a bit higher. So, but you've got to be very careful, because it might not. It's always possible. So that to me looks like one leg, two legs, but it's a little channel. So with the liquidity there, strong at 40, I expect it to hit this level. But yeah, I bet quite a few traders took that second entry long. It's actually a nice looking second entry long, but because we've had this, it's just got danger written all over it. Sorry, Sam. Yeah, I trade 4 contracts on me. Well, I started off by trading 10 contracts. I got up to $2,000, and then I just traded 4 contracts on the rest, and I've just won the last 3 trades, and that's what's got me up that other $1,200. I don't mind speeding them up. I like to get them done and then concentrate on the PAs, but not everyone does it. Okay, so now, okay, so try go one strike. There's a failure which is triggered there, so there's maybe some shorts trapped in there. So there was a long trapped which got stopped out, and there's some shorts there. So I still expect it to hit this level up here, but obviously you've got to rely on the aggressive buyers and sellers. They make a difference as well. So if it looks bullish, they might jump in on it. But look at this bar now, see. There's people thinking, oh, we've had a break, 2 legs up to a new high, trying to go 1 strike, twice, beautiful bearish bar, let's go short. Look what's happened, they've been trapped now. If that pushes up, it'll stop them out. I got suckered into that second entry long, yeah. Just, what I used to do, I was constantly adjusting my charts. If we had a break, I'd adjust it. The trouble is then I'd miss a break. And then when we have another break, I think that was the first one. So straight away, I'm thinking it's above the EMA. It's clearly a second entry long, but the context is wrong. But I missed it. So, but don't worry about that. Every time that happens, you'll get better and better at it. So look upon it as a really useful lesson, because you get stopped out of enough of those and you'll start to learn. And you will learn. Don't think you won't. Don't be frustrated about them. It's all part of the process. So we're going a bit sideways here because there's probably a little bit of uncertainty what we're doing now. Are we going up or are we going down? And there's also a little break of that channel and now a new low. So we could have 2 legs down and then push higher, or it could tank. I'm not sure what it's doing now. Have a look. There's a massive sell orders at 41, which is literally at the high of the day, about there. Just so we could have 1 leg, 2 leg, and then it'll start working up, or it could come down. It's hard to say. Let's put that there. Okay, so we've had this little channel, we've had a break, we've had a new low. So that channel's played out as well. That channel's played out as well. So it could go up or could go down. Now, because of the generally, we've been looking nice and positive there, and the liquidity up here, I'd say it's more likely to go up, but I'm not confident enough to take that long. Yeah, of course, yeah, night. We got Australia tomorrow, mate, in the Ashes. We had a chat. Yeah, you're not a cricket fan, are you? I can't remember what you said now, but I'm dead excited. I am. I love cricket. 11 o'clock tomorrow. I will be streaming, but I love my cricket. I do like the Australians. They fry me head a bit because they beat us a lot, but they're a nice bunch of people. And anyone that's passionate about something like that, I'm okay with. One of my, I'd say one of the people that got me into cricket, Shane Warne. That was a sad loss a year and a half ago now, I suppose. He used to play for Hampshire Cricket Ground, and I used to work there as a young lad. I worked on a beer tent there when I was about 19, 18, something like that, 18, 19. And he played for Hampshire. Really lovely bloke. Met him a few times at Edgbaston and Old Trafford. Really nice guy. About as down to earth as you come. Sadly passed away. Real sad that was. Big hit to cricket that was. Okay, so if we can push above this strong now, I'd say we're likely then to push up to this area. So we got yesterday's highs here, and that big lump of liquidity. There's 565 orders at 41, which is right in the middle of there. Now I'd like to be out around about here personally, but I expect it to hit that. That'd be interesting to see if that finishes bearish. I think that's going to trigger below and then push up, so that may trap some shorts. See what happens. Push down, break, new low. Push up. You could say that's a lower high. I think we're going up now, but be nice to see that trigger, and then if it does push up, that will confirm to me we're going higher. So small channel break, new low, up a couple of times, push through. So as long as that stays through there nice and bullish, this is my area. Okay, that's bullish enough. So 240 for a starter. So I expect it to hit this relatively quickly and then smash through that. And there's a lot of sell orders there, so it'd be interesting to see what happens when it passes through that, because I can't see. Oh, tell a lie, there is some more above around about the 45, which is here. So you may have taken that one. I'm not a fan of those. I prefer to take the higher low. I've been stopped out there. They're a little bit more riskier there, but okay, so there we go. So that's pushed up nice and strongly, and it's hit that overnight. Sorry, yesterday's highs. So let's have a look. Liquidity. Yeah. Oh, look. Interesting. Interesting. So that hit that 40, didn't it? And that sold. There's still some there. It sold a bunch of contracts, but there's still some there. I didn't expect that, actually. I thought we might have a little pullback and then another push. So may go a bit sideways. Not yet. Okay. Yeah, see, with these liquidity levels, if aggressive sellers just start selling, it's coming down. Okay. Maybe another triple test here. I'm not going. I just don't like those, to be honest with you. I prefer to catch something when it's on the way up rather than predict where it's going to bounce from. Okay, so there is some, there's quite a lot of buying around about the 44.30. We got another, yeah, 44.30 there. So, funnily enough, it's bounced. That's where we had that triple test. 1, 2, 3. Love that trade. So it might just be a couple of legs and then up some more. It's a bit messy, this, a bit choppy actually. I'm not sure what's going on. I certainly still expect it to hit this area. But you just don't know, do you, when it goes like this? Okay. That's the 40 hit. There's quite a lot of contracts still there, around about the 41. So I expect that to be hit. It may have a bit of a drop there, or it might just blast through them. Okay, oh no, they're still there. It's around about 41. It's right in the middle there. So, no, oh, there we go. So that hit them. It's weird sometimes why it does that. You think when it hit those sell orders, it would reverse, wouldn't you? But it just seems to push through it. Perhaps this is the reversal bit. Okay, and 45, there's some as well. So, let me have a look. Let's tidy some of this up. Leave that there. Oh, I didn't realise. Mac's back, isn't he? I thought he was still away. I had an email yesterday with a pre-market chart on. You know, look, see if he's got anything for us. I thought it was off all week, and he had put a video out last night. Okay, yeah, so we did have that little bit of sell then, didn't we? I'm assuming we had a few buyers maybe just pushing that last little bit. In fact, there may have been a few stops there as well, which probably increased that push a touch. Midday charts. 15th. No, nothing yet. wondering if there's a bigger channel started or not. No. I don't know, actually. I'd forgotten about him. I think he realised how good he was. He's gone off to start his own channel. Okay. Possible second entry long. I'm not getting involved here because I'm not sure now what's going on. There is some liquidity here, but there is some at 30 as well, so I'm just not sure what's going on now. We've had this break and we've had a push out a little bit sideways. We've had this little channel break, 2 legs up. We've hit that high, hit that liquidity. So I'm not sure what's going on now. I'd love to say if that turns out bullish, I'm going to go for it. But I'm not sure what's going on. It's a little bit choppy now. That push up, I didn't expect that quick drop before it went up again. So market's operating out of my comfort zone at the moment. So there is a second entry long if you think we're going up, but it's hard to say, isn't it? He might just be sat in the background. Or perhaps he's not happy that I've took his score off. He's a nice fella, actually. Nice the fact that he said, you know, I mentioned about a channel starting your own thing, but he went, oh, I'm quite happy at helping you guys out. And then all of a sudden he disappears. Nah, he could be away, could be a bunch of things. He might be sat in the background. He's a nice fella, actually. Nice fella. Where are you from again, Breck? Was it Leicester or something? Remind me where you were from. Yeah, it's getting a bit choppy now. I'm just treating today as a day to learn to identify second entries, something I'm still very new to. If you haven't joined Matt's group, mate, join it. It's only $125, but you'll learn a lot from him. He's been doing this donkey's years. West, oh right, yeah. It's West Sussex. Okay, so you're talking Richmond area or a little bit north of that. I lived in Winchester for a few years, which is only about 70 miles out. 70 miles out west, just 10-12 miles north of Southampton. Nice area down there. I bet you're getting some warm weather as well, aren't you? London way. Yeah, right down south. I used to go down that area. Well, more South London. I used to go to Biggin Hill, the air show there. I went there quite a lot when I was a bit younger. See all the old warplanes. May just be going a bit sideways, actually. Let's have a look. Let's put that there. Touch. Nothing yet. Okay, see what happens here. Duxford. Oh, I've been to Duxford as well, yeah. I've been to Duxford half a dozen times. It's the Imperial War Museum that's there. I can't remember now. They got the old planes there anyway. Yeah, it's nice, Duxford. But Biggin Hill, There's a village outside Biggin Hill called Brasted. You'll be careful how you say that. And I went there camping with a buddy of mine about, I don't know, 15 years ago. And there's a little black and white pub. Well, it's quite big actually, black and white. You know, the old oak beams and all that, with a red phone box and red sort of letterbox outside. And they used that during the war. And behind the bar, you go in there and there's all oak beams there, and you got the little pennies hammered into the cracks of the oak beams. And there's a chalkboard encased with glass behind the bar, and where all the old pilots during the Second World War used to sign their names. And it's a great place. You go in there, you have a few beers, and you get all the guys dressed up in all the period costumes and all the old vehicles and that. And it's a really good night out, actually. Really enjoyable. But yeah, I've heard that. They do have a two-seater Spitfire, don't they? Amazing sound in the Spitfire and the Hurricane, don't they? Those Merlin engines. But yeah, I love seeing the old stuff, I do. Yeah, I used to go to a lot of air shows when I was a bit younger. I still occasionally now, but also I've got a teenager, so my life's sort of taken at the moment. But Cosford we go to once a year usually. But yeah, I used to go to a lot of the down south, Duxford and Biggin Hill. Yeah, it's clearly going a bit sideways. What's this liquidity doing? 37. There's not a massive amount left up here. There's a bit left up here. Not a huge amount, but the majority is around about 37 at the moment. So I'm guessing, based on that, people might be going, if it comes back a bit, then we'll sell and come down further. So we may get some downward movement, or there is a possibility this just could be part of a bigger range. It is possible. It's possible it could be that. It does come back, then I'd say, yeah, it's probably just a bigger range. But that was a really nice move, that. What did that go up there? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 points. Literally just up. If you did get in here, in fact, it said they took that trade there. I bet you wish you'd have held on to that now. Mind you, you were sat, if I remember rightly, we should all stop sat there, wasn't it? Because I remember saying you've saved it there. So I'm guessing and I'm hoping when it went up again and came and went wham and stopped you out, and then it reversed that big bar, you got taken out with one trade and you jumped straight back in with another. I'm hoping that's what happened anyway. But what a way to get stopped out from a trade. A bar that jumps down like that takes you straight out. You pick up your 20 points, and then all of a sudden it reverses and you get another few points. But the good thing is that went up, came back down, but it's still higher. You've still got a bunch of points out of it. Yeah, that strong liquidity has moved to 37, so I'd say, I think now it's going to start to work down. Could be wrong. You've obviously aggressive buyers and sellers play a part, but judging by sell orders there, you know, whether you call that a break or not, it certainly was a small break to me, and it pushed up, and judging by the fact that there was a small trap there, it came down and pushed higher. Then some might have thought it was in or out. But I mean, for me, it's safer to assume, which is why I never took that one. But then we've had a couple of pushes up, clearly made a new high now. So I'd say, judging by this liquidity, I'm expecting some down stuff, certainly to around about there. So it could still go higher. One leg down. Two-legged correction, another leg down. Yeah, there is a bunch of buy orders around the 27 mark, so around about this area here. Let's get rid of that. around about the 27 area. So around about here, there's some buying. That liquidity is at 32. It's been brought down. So I'd say based on what I'm seeing, it's coming down for a bit. And whether it comes down maybe partially and then pushes up again, it's hard to know. But the way the S&P 500 has been operating lately, it's just had up move after up move after up move. So I wouldn't be shocked if we had this leg and then we maybe came down maybe to the midline. I mean, if you think right from the top to the bottom, midline is about 50%. I wouldn't be shocked if we have a leg, maybe a bit of correction and then another leg. I wouldn't be shocked. It'd be interesting to see what happens, but it's been really strong lately, and it makes a change because it got hammered, didn't it, over about 12 months. And I know I've got about 20,000 my pension in there, and it went into the red. Profit went into the red, and it's nicely back in the green now. So strong again at 30. Interesting. Actually, do you know what? I think that might be a bigger range. Let's have a look. Yeah, that looks like a bigger range. Let's change the colour. Bounce, 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 up, bounce. Liquidity 37, still there. So it looks like a couple of legs. One leg, two leg, one leg, two leg, one leg, two leg. I expected to hit that 37, and then I'm not sure what's going on. Excuse me, I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break. I'll just be 2 minutes. Okay. Be aware of that high or low. That's triggered. I think that's going to get stopped out. I may be wrong. Let me have a look. Where's that liquidity level? 37. It's disappearing. It's come down now. 33.5, which is down here somewhere. I don't know, maybe it is. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on now. A lot of this liquidity area is dried up. It might be because we're going sideways. Okay, strong, just under 34, very strong. And that is buy. That 40 is starting to, sorry. Yeah, 40 is strong there. Well, it's at the top anyway, it's just under there. I'll leave it there. It's there. Where the overnight, yesterday's highs were 42, 45. So we're still maybe heading in this direction. Might have just gone up a bit. Maybe a couple of legs of correction and then another strong move. It could be. We could end up doing something like that again. I wouldn't be shocked. Getting strong now, very strong at that 40 level. Get a couple of legs back here. 35, that's strong there. Just under 35. Get a couple of legs back here. I expect that then to go up here, but unfortunately it's not giving us the option. It's just had a small break and it's going to hit that 40 level, I'm guessing. Mm-mm. Okay, interesting. Let's have a look. There is a lower high there, but I'm just this is a bit choppy for me. I'm not sure whether we're coming down or going higher. There's still this strong area up here, so it's hard to say. But that channel has a break new high. I'm not sure what's going on here. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know what's going on now. It's clearly just chopping. It's the strongest lump there. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. That's getting boring now. In fact, do you know what? I'm going to finish early today. I normally do about 3 hours. It's just an hour and a half, but I'm just getting a bit... It's just slowing down, going sideways, isn't it? What time did we start that? It was about 3 o'clock. So we spent an hour just going like that. I'm going to crack my barbecue open and have a beer and finish early a bit today. I normally do 3 hours, but I fancy having an early day today. So, sorry about that. Excuse me a second. Yeah, I'm going to have an early day today. Thanks for... Yeah, anytime, Chris. No problem, mate. Excuse me. I'm here every day anyway, so I always do 3 hours. I just fancy... it's beautiful outside. Wife and daughter are sat out in the garden, so you're welcome, Wart. Anytime, mate. Anytime. So, yeah, nice trade. Box standard trade, about as good as it gets. Perfect setup. Just great, them. They just work beautifully. They just don't fail, so I'm pleased about that. It was a bit quiet at the beginning. I never had nothing Monday or Tuesday, so I had $300 on 3 accounts yesterday, $250 on 3 accounts today, and I've managed to pass 3 more evaluations, so happy days. So I think I'm on day 4, I think, with those, something like that, maybe 3 or 4, I can't remember. But mid to next week, they'll turn into 6p accounts, so just goes to show the life. I wonder when he'd turn up. Yeah, well, I've had a long day today, mate. It's been an hour and 34 minutes. It's been a tough hour and 34 minutes. Well, but no, it's been a good day, actually. I take it you took that, Nick, did you? That was a beautiful trade, that one. Perfect second entry long. Just beautiful. They'll never look any better than that. It's not often we get such really quality looking trades. Triple test, and just the way it dropped and bounced, I couldn't get my order in. In fact, as you noticed, I got in a tick before it actually triggered, but it was that good and it reversed that quick. I just had to do it. I had to take it, and it worked out great anyway. So happy days. So there you go, folks. You're welcome, Ryan. You're welcome. So yeah. Hope you've had a good day. It is just got a bit boring, isn't it? And I'm just seeing the sun shining, and I could hear them splashing in the pool. So I'm going to crack up the barbie, I am, and have a beer. So have a great afternoon. Good luck if you keep trading. And is it Friday tomorrow? Yeah, it is another week done and dusted. I choked and missed it. It moved quick, actually, but it actually, when I shot up, I mean, literally, I dropped my order in that quick. I actually got in before it triggered, but to be honest with you, something like that, it's got that many buyers in there, it's almost always going to trigger anyway, so happy days. You took it as an engulfing. Yeah, I suppose so. But it's just as good as it gets, so... It's just the way it came down and just reversed that quick. That told me there was a shed load of buy orders in there, and that just yanked it up. So there was a lot of traders in there, and then it went up nice and quick. So, in fact, it just shot up quickly. And I went to move me profit to drag it up a bit more. But knowing me, I'd have dragged it a couple of ticks higher, and I've had to sit through that again, which I'm not a fan of. So yeah, I'm going to have a nice early day for a change. Man, I might go and have a round of golf. I don't know. No, I don't do golf. I spend more time just trying to hit the ball as hard as I can rather than where it's going. But yeah, I appreciate all your comments as usual. Another nice green day. Everything's just working lovely now. I haven't done anything stupid in over a week, which is really unlike me. So, yeah, so there you go. So have a great evening. Stay safe. And we'll be back here again, and we'll do it all again tomorrow. Yeah, you too, Nick. You too. We'll talk soon, yeah? Okay, that's it for today. I'll be back tomorrow. Have a great evening. Stay safe, and bye for now.